This is That Guy Jig Sports Podcast. I am him, JIG. Subscribe, rate, and review. Amazon, Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcast. Check us out. And don't forget about the Instagram at That Guy Jig. But we're here at week 2. It's the NFL. Fantasy football owners, GMs, pocket GMs. We are rolling. Lights, camera, action. It is time to go. We are in the season. It's early. We have weird thoughts because week 1, a lot of things happened that weren't supposed to happen. A lot of guys did not show up that were expected. But that's okay because like I just said, it's only week 2. Do not panic. The name of the game is do not panic, especially early. There's going to be guys that are going to be still, got to knock the dust off. These guys do not like playing the preseason. They don't play the preseason. So the first 3-4 games are going to be preseason. You got to handle that, especially as fantasy football owners. Unless your team is just completely underachieving, completely shitting the bed, do not worry. Do not worry. The first 4 games, I like to tell myself, let's try to go 500. Let's just try to go 2-2. Let's see if we can do that because we don't really know what game plans are going to stick and which game plans are going to change. And I guarantee you they're going to stick and they're going to change. But we must examine this as pocket GMs. So don't panic. Christian McCaffrey, he's out. I'm here to tell you now he's probably not going to play week 2. From what I'm reading, word on the street is it's looking like it's going to be a game time decision. Probably going to be we're not going to play him. I had a conversation with a good friend earlier, and he said a great point. He said, if we have to sacrifice Christian McCaffrey the first 3 games to get the long haul, to get great productivity for the long haul, then so be it. And I couldn't agree more. If I'm going to get Christian McCaffrey in monster games during week 14, 15, 16, and 17, then okay, sweet. That's awesome. Because for us as pocket GMs, what does that mean? That's playoffs. That's when the money is really on the line, and that's when you want people competing at a high level. So when you see Michael Pittman Jr., when you see St. Brown, Evan Ingram, and listen, Travis Kelce, when you see these guys underachieving week 1, do not worry. We cannot panic because it's only week 1. I knew Travis Kelce was going to have a bad game when I saw the new haircut and he was doing the titty shimmy. I knew something was up and I knew something was not good. I felt like, when you come out titty shimmying, I feel like at that point you're telling the world I'm not really, the game's not on me tonight. I'm getting paid just to be here. And not to mention the mustache. No sideburns. I have Travis Kelce in some leagues and I'm kind of optimistic. Because when I see a guy looking like that usually looks like something else, I'm just saying I don't know what to expect. That's all I'm saying. I don't know what to expect, and so far, no bueno with the new look. But we must not panic overall. We must not panic. We know the Bears offense will figure it out. We know the Titans offense will figure it out. These are things we know. The one thing that I am not sure of, folks, that I want you to get ahead of, we must start petitioning for Jameis Winston. For the love of Amari Cooper, Jerry Jeudy, David Njoku, Jerome Ford, and Nick Chubb when he does come back. We need Jameis Winston as the quarterback. I'm sorry, but Deshaun Watson looks bad. He looks very, very bad. And at this point, you gotta, listen, we need Jameis. Amari Cooper doing that is not acceptable because we know how good of a receiver Amari Cooper is. That's why during the offseason, when it was rumored that Amari Cooper and Brandon Ayuk were going to be traded for one another, Amari Cooper said, I wouldn't have minded that at all. Because he knew. He's seen this shit. He's looking around like, dude, it ain't getting no better. And now the guy has another massage oil case. The guy cannot stop doing weird creepo shit. It seems like. He has another case. And now Baker Mayfield is flourishing. So now it's really looking like, once again, the Cleveland Browns are just a shitbag organization. Not because of anything other than they do not know how to evaluate talent. And it doesn't go any deeper than that. What they have done what they traded for Deshaun Watson, what they gave him in money. It's ridiculous, and us as pocket GMs, we are starting to pay the price. I know I said it's early, but like I said earlier, this is one situation I do not know about. I do not know about this. We did see, in other news, we're moving on from that douchebag. But in other news, Jordan Love's going to be out, and you're going to need to replace him. In some of my deeper 12, 14 leagues, it's been Baker, Geno, and Matthew Stafford. They've been available, and all three of those guys are going to be good targets, especially if you can get them for the cheaps. Baker Mayfield is going to ball. He's comfortable in the offense. He has his guys. And like I said, I think last episode, Chris Godwin is back in the slot, and that is huge. You saw his week 1 productivity. I don't know if you've seen, but let me tell you. I don't know if you've heard, but let me hear you. Jeff Wilson is going to be available for Thursday night's game with Raheem Mostert already gone. He's already ruled out Devin Achane. Devin Achane is going to be questionable, and it's a short week. Look for Jeff Wilson to get some carries. If you need running backs, I'm going to list off a couple. Jamal Williams is a good stasher. It's a good stasher. Chuba Hubbard's a good running back to have, especially if Bryce Young can figure it out. If he can figure it out, Chuba Hubbard is a number 1 back. He's going to get the number 1 touches. For another 2 just deeper guys, Zach Charbonnet is a good running back to target, especially if Kenneth Walker is going to miss time, which, he's missed time so far. And Zach Charbonnet did get a receiving touchdown just last game. So he's already a part of the offense, even if Kenneth Walker doesn't go down. And for deeper leagues, these are guys you can look for to help fill in some voids. But like I said, overall, we are not gonna panic. You know why? Because it's early. And it's week 2 coming up on Thursday night. We got the Bills and the Dolphins. Good game. Good game to get a part of. If you can get, you're feeling good if you got Josh Allen and Tua, of course. If you, like I said earlier, if you can get your hands on a Jeff Wilson, he should be available. That's great. James Cook should get in the paint this week. I don't see Josh Allen sniping 2 of them again, but maybe so. But I do expect James Cook to get in the paint. I like Tyreek Hill every day, all day, because he is the fastest man on fucking earth, and there's no coverage. If Tua gets enough time, there's no coverage that can cover him vertically. It's just impossible. Jalen Waddle is going to be good. All the skill positions for both teams are going to be good. Shakir is going to be a good receiver to put in. Kincaid's going to be, a good guy to get in. James Cook, Other than that, guys, for the Bills, like I said, it's early. We don't really know what the Bills are going to do as far as the receiving pecking order, because Joe Burrow likes to run the football. That's what we do know. We do know those guys are going to get involved as far as running the football, and I'm talking about Allen and James Cook. Shakir and Curtis Samuel could get like an end-around jet sweep type of deal just to get some touches and get into the paint. That's the beauty of the game that we play, and that game is going to be a good game to be a part of, and that's Thursday night. Other than those people, I'm not putting my word on it. I'm sorry. Sunday, let's get it started. The 11 a.m. games Mountain Time. Saints and Cowboys, the normal. I like Chris Olave to get it back going, folks. I really do. I like Chris Olave to get it back going. I think he's going to do that. Derek Carr seems like he's playing with confidence. Alvin Kamara is getting the max carries because the OC does like him. He does like him very much. So Alvin Kamara is getting his touches. The Saints look like they have a pretty good offensive unit. Dallas, we already know who to get. But listen, Brandon Cooks in deeper leagues, if you need a receiver, Brandon Cooks is going to be there. Jake Ferguson being gone is going to be a huge impact on Brandon Cooks. I know CeeDee Lamb's there, but CeeDee Lamb's touches are already there. That's like, when it comes to the buffet, we already know this portion of food is going to him. Now that this guy's out, who gets the bigger uptick? It's going to go to Brandon Cooks. If you can get your hand on Brandon Cooks in deeper leagues, go ahead and do that and just thank me later. But other than that, the usual suspects, Ezekiel Elliott, Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, and all that other good jazz. When you look at this Tampa Bay and Lions game, this is an explosive game. Get any Jaleel McLaughlin, Jameson Williams, because St. Brown should have a bounce back game. St. Brown should have a very good bounce back game against the Buccaneers secondary. He should be just fine, especially with Jameis Williamson showing that he can lift the top off the defense. Look for them to be more vertical and watch him eat. Just watch him eat across the middle. Of course, your David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs is going to do their thing. Tampa Bay, of course, Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, they're going to be explosive. Baker Mayfield, this is a good week to have Baker Mayfield. This is a good week to start Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield is going to finish top 5 this week, mark my words. Moving on, Cleveland and the Jags, same thing. The Jaguars play everybody. I think Trevor Lawrence bounced back, Christian Kirk, Evan Ingram. I think Gabe Davis keeps that slow and steady pace. Travis Etienne has already been promised the same amount of touches. We know what he's going to get. We know what Travis Etienne is going to get. And on the other side of the ball, I'm sorry, I can't vouch. I'm going to play Amari Cooper because I have to. But I can't sit here and look at you in the face and say, you know what, Amari Cooper's going to ball because his quarterback fucking sucks. So Cleveland, you're going to have to figure it out before you get my pass. I don't know. 49ers and Vikings, this is going to be a sneaky game. Sam Darnold has already shown that he's better. I like the athletes for the Vikings, Jefferson, Addison. I like Aaron Jones, what he showed that he's going to do in the offense. Of course, for the 49ers, the only thing they were missing offensively is getting in the paint. Of course, you like the kicker. He just made 6 of them. His legs probably sore, like a sore dick. You can't beat it. But those athletes, you got to play. Brandon Ayuk's going to get better in time. I know, like I said, bad, slow week 1, but he also missed training camp. So he should bounce back. George Kittle should bounce back. The offense should be a lot better than what it was week 1 as far as finishing drives with touchdowns. And as pocket GMs, that's what we look for. Are we finishing drives? Chargers and Panthers, stay the fuck away from this game. There's nothing in there. J.K. Dobbins, Chuba, those guys are good for this week. If you got those guys this week, because it shouldn't get out of... The Panthers should not let this game get out of the reach to where Chuba Hubbard cannot run the football. Chuba Hubbard is going to be a good pick for you this week. J.K. Dobbins, of course, you saw what he did. Ladd McConkey, everybody for the Chargers is in play. But overall, if you don't have anybody other than Chuba or J.K. Dobbins, fuck it. Don't play this game. This game is terrible. The over-unders are only at 39 points. That's a low-scoring game. You don't want anything to do with it. Just trust me. Raiders and Ravens, everybody's open for the Ravens. Devontae Adams, you got to play him. You got to play him with weariness. Yes, the game probably could get to the point where they're going to have to throw the ball a lot. Yes, I understand this. But the Ravens secondary is solid, and they could probably, this game could get ugly. It's week 2. We don't know. Seahawks and Patriots, everybody's open. The Patriots offense looks a little bit better than what we might have thought. So you can play people in that game. I wouldn't. It's no over-unders or low. Outside of DK, Kenneth Walker, Ramondre Stevenson, stay away from them. The over-unders are only at 38. Colts and the Packers are the same thing. Who's the Packers quarterback? We don't know. The over-unders are only at 40. So there's only going to be a select few. We hope Michael Pittman Jr. can bounce back like Viagra, but we don't know. We're going to see. He has a tough matchup with Jair Alexander in that Packers secondary. So we're going to see. Josh Jacobs, Jingleheimer, Schmidt, he should be getting a lot more carries than what he got, and hopefully he gets in the paint. But without Jordan Love, we just don't know. So I would try to stay away from that game if you don't have anybody that's of extreme importance. Jets and Titans, another ugly game. But with Aaron Rodgers, you can still play your usual Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall. Allen Lazard looks like he could be the number 2 out there. So if you can pick him up, get him in. The Titans offense, they have playmakers. They just have to look competent. That's it. If they can be competent with the new offensive coordinator, I feel like they can put up points, and that's good for them. That's very, very much good for them. Giants and Commanders, this is one of those games, like when you hear it, you're like, oh my God, this game sucks. But there's opportunity in these hills. In these hills right here, there's more opportunity than the last 3 games that I was talking about. Eventually, Daniel Jones, you have to wake the fuck up. It's just that simple. Eventually, you have to realize if I don't play good, I don't get the Baker Mayfield opportunity. I don't get the Sam Darnold opportunity. And by that opportunity, I mean I don't get the opportunity to be a backup. If you continually to suck this bad, if you continue to throw more pick sixes for the other team than you do touchdowns for your own, you will be out of the NFL and you will be designing something else. You'll be designing bridges in fucking New York. Get it together, Chin. Not many people are telling you this. I'm on your side, bud. I can see a tad bit of potential in you. Figure it the fuck out. Jaden Daniels, I think he's going to be all right, but he is going against a tough defense. The Giants' defense is very good. If Daniel Jones can pull his chin out of his ass, they might be able to do something because their defense is solid, like I said. If you have the usual suspects, play them. Rams and Cardinals, hey, I told you about Cooper Kupp before the season, and he's going to go crazy. Puka's out for at least 4 weeks. Cooper Kupp's about to go crazy in this game. He might have 2 touchdowns. Mark me down. He might have 2 touchdowns. Cooper Kupp is about to go fucking ham and cheese melt in this game against the Cardinals. Look for Marvin Harrison Jr. to get more targets. Look for them to get him more involved on like quick passes, slants, just to get the ball in his hand. Just to get their Maserati the ball in their hand. Game of the week, the one probably with the most hype, the Bengals and the Chiefs. Everybody's in play. I don't believe any defense is going to stop a nosebleed in this game. I think this game is going to be kind of high scoring. I believe this game is going to be high scoring. Rice, the rookie Xavier Worthy, those guys are going to be in play, of course. Travis Kelce is probably going to have a big bounce back game. I don't see any of the linebackers from the Bengals being able to cover them, considering the fact of how bad they looked week 1. They looked very bad in Cincinnati week 1. Offensively, I expect them to be better because, like I've been saying this whole show, it's early in the season, so I expect the offenses just to get better. I expect the offenses to do nothing but to get better. This next game, though, stay the fuck away. The Pittsburgh Steelers and the Broncos, there's nothing here besides running backs. Both running backs are in play. Jaleel McLaughlin and Pookie Williams, and then Najee, and then I believe Warren. George Pickens, okay, cool. Cortland, cool. But outside of that, you're really reaching for straws because both of these defenses are solid enough to take away the number 2s. The number ones are in play just because of sheer targets. But remember, the over-unders in this game is only at 37, which means they are expecting a straight shitbag of a scoring performance. Kickers are in play. If you can get either one of these kickers, get one. That's probably the best bet in this game is get the kickers. Get the kickers. There's, you know what? For the Steelers, Broncos, for the Seahawks and Patriots, for the Chargers and Panthers, those are kicker games. Just get the kickers and you'll be just fine. Now here we go. Williams versus Stroud. Williams versus Stroud in Houston. I believe the Bears offense will look a little bit better. I believe they'll get a little bit more productive. Rome Odunze is not going to play. You heard it here first. He's no way. He heard a pop. He's going to be sitting. So in this game right here, everyone's in play. The Texans offense is a fucking symphony. Joe Mixon, if you were able to draft him, he's going to feed your family. You are going to have a chance to win your fantasy league because Joe Mixon is a man on a fucking mission and they cannot load the box. CJ Stroud is picking defenses apart. You have to worry about these guys in this pass because the Texans are looking for real. Let's just be honest. We all know the deal. The Texans look real. Game that's going to be possibly high scoring if Kirk Cousins can get it together. We know the Eagles' defense is bad. We know the secondary of the Eagles is bad. Drake London, Darnell Mooney, Kyle Pitts, Bijan Robinson is the number 1 back in Atlanta this year. There is no ifs, ands, buts about it. It's Bijan's show. Saquon Barkley put on a magnificent first time. A.J. Brown, Devonta Smith, Jalen Hurts. This game has the works to be explosive. Boom! Blowing up. I'm playing everybody. Everybody's in play for this game. Do not play a defense. Do not play either one of these defenses if you have any type of fantasy football hope. If you have any type of gambling hope. Speaking of gambling, I will be dropping the anytime touchdown scores for this week on the Instagram at That Guy Jig. Please subscribe. Matter of fact, subscribe right now. Please subscribe, rate, and reviews, tell a friend to tell a friend, and then we can all be friends on this ship that never sinks. It's called a friendship. And this is That Guy Jig Sports Podcast, and I am him, JIG. Please subscribe, rate, or review. And like I said, I'll be posting the picks for anytime touchdown scores on the Instagram. I'll be putting those out Friday and probably Saturday. Sunday, we'll be putting them in and just hoping to win, man. To my brothers in odds, may the odds be in your favor. Because here we go. Week 2, Don't panic. We know what we're doing. We drafted right. We did our research. Now we just have to watch everything come out. All right? It's still early. And once again, I am him, JIG. Please subscribe, and thanks for listening. Peace.